Me now, Florida Attorney General Ashley Moody. Ashley, good morning to you. You sent a letter to President Biden yesterday, and you were calling on him to declare fentanyl a weapon of mass destruction. You write, quote, given how many Americans are being murdered, the whole federal government and every tactic and capability that we have should be utilized to stop the death and destruction that fentanyl is causing. AG Moody, tell us more about that, because a lot of people agree with you.
Well, we are seeing, historic numbers in folks overdosing and dying from opioids, mostly fentanyl, across the United States. The amount of that drug, fentanyl, that has flooded into this nation is alarming, especially to people like me who are working with law enforcement daily to ensure that we can protect our communities. And these aren't folks, many times people are overdosing and dying. They don't even know that fentanyl is what they are ingesting, and that's what we're seeing time and time again. Just in Florida, since July 4th, we've had 2 mass overdose incidents. Once, law enforcement rolled up on a convenience store, 7 people were unconscious. In another instance, we had a small rural county who rarely has anyone die from an overdose. We had 19 overdoses and 9 deaths. This is just in the last 2 weeks. And we are seeing this more and more often. I know other AGs and other law enforcement around the state and nation are dealing with this. And it's time we really take drastic action. This isn't what we've seen in the past. This is something new. It's alarming. It's increasing exponentially. And it's time this administration takes it seriously and treats this as a chemical weapon that it is.
Yeah, and of course, the issue is the border. Really, a lot of this fentanyl is coming across the border. You've got a number of states on the cusp of, declaring this an emergency, and it's not just a border state problem, because it travels via certain arteries to other parts of the country as well. Your thoughts on this administration, how it's been handling the border, sort of turning a blind eye, saying we're not open for business, yet giving the message through its actions that we are open for business, and not taking these issues to heart the way many Americans wish that they would.
We have not seen this type of inaction or careless attitude towards our border and the security of America ever. I would tell you, even Obama would deport people that were here illegally committing crimes. This president said month 1 he was going to stop doing that. And it's required by federal law. When I go out and I tell people this is something that we have never seen before, think about this. We are allowing folks that are on the terrorism watch list to flood into this country. We've never seen numbers like this. We're putting up numbers that we're intercepting in the terrorism watch list like we've never put up. So couple that with the amount of fentanyl that is now in this country, and you have got danger ahead, and a president who seems willing to do nothing about it. When he was about to meet with the Mexican president, I said, these are the topics you need to discuss with the Mexican president. Fentanyl. Fentanyl, fentanyl, fentanyl. There's no doubt that is the #1 killer among Americans ages 18 to 45. We are exposed at the border. I've never seen a security risk like this in my lifetime. And we've got a president who does not seem to comprehend or understand the carnage this is inflicting on Americans.
Yeah, and of course, we have some statistics there of the cartels, how much money they're making with respect to this as well. They are making billions of dollars from illegal drug trade off of the backs of Americans. Meantime, a Marine who lives in Texas says that he's seen more dead bodies at the border than during his tour of duty, describing it as a war zone down there. The same Marine was on the ground in Afghanistan when the country fell to the Taliban last year. AG Moody, your thoughts?
Well, think about what this administration has done. I gave you one example earlier about pulling back policies that were implemented under the Trump administration that were really working to shore up the security of our border. Day one, they start canceling all of those. We're seeing the numbers like we have never seen before, unvetted, illegal immigrants. We've had some people come into Florida and murder people that are here illegally, that were transported here by the federal government. President Biden's administration has said, hey, come on. We're basically open. We're vetting most of the people that we're intercepting. We're trying to process them into the interior. There are tens of thousands of people every month. They're processing into the interior. They're making it easy for the cartels. They're taking the last leg of the trip for them, taking that over on taxpayer money. They're transporting those coming across wherever they want to go. It is unbelievable. It's encouraging more illegal immigration. It's encouraging more cartel activity. They're making tons of money. And the Biden administration is their biggest asset.
I want to review some of the stats with you. U.S. Customs and Border Protection announcing over 207,400 migrant encounters last month. That makes more total encounters this fiscal year than the record total of encounters recorded at the end of 2021. There's also been a record 56 migrants flagged by the terrorist screening database so far this year. AG Moody, you have visited the border several times. Border agents are telling you that nearly 70% of those crossings, that the people who are crossing illegally will be making their way to Florida.
It's astounding to me. This is a president that leads a department called the Department of Homeland Security. And within that, he has men and women that have vowed and taken an oath to uphold our laws. He is not allowing them to do their jobs. Think of what he's sending them into. While they're opening up the border, and as you said, a record number of folks are flooding in. We've never seen numbers like this. Since he took office, we've had enough fentanyl just seized, not including what slipped through, to kill the total American population 10 times over. So he is sending these folks who have signed up for a life of sacrifice and service to go out there and face just massive influx of drugs and cartel activity and illegal immigrants. He's sending them out there knowing that because his policies are keeping the border wide open and in no way discouraging this cartel activity. You know, it's like the Spartans when they went up against the Persians.
Yeah. Attorney General Ashley Moody, great to see you this morning. Thanks for fighting the fight. It's something we're going to continue to have to do and continue to have to follow. Really great stuff. Great. Thank you.
Thanks, Jackie.